Have you ever wanted to break free from being a good girl and have uninhibited flying with a sexy stranger? Just find a handsome hunk and let your desire go wild. It had always been a secret fantasy of mine that I never could admit to anyone until the day I decided to make it come true. Hello everyone, you're listening to a story. The character name is Diana, and this is all about her fantasy when it comes true. It was hot and humid that summer evening when I pulled my car into the sweets and taste parking lot. I dashed up to the steps. If I hurried, I would have just enough time to pick up something for dessert and get to Leon's barbecue party without being late. A wave of cool air engulfed me as I yanked open the glass door. I paused for a second and inhaled strawberry, lemon, watermelon, and the zesty aromas flooded over me as I gazed around the quaint baked goods shop. It was almost like stepping back in time. The open arc beams told me that the bakery was at least 100 years old, probably older. I have always loved antique buildings, and this place caught my eye. The high ceiling twinkled with multicolored light, red, white, and blue balloons, flag proper cutouts, and streamers decorated the displayed table and high arches. My 3-inch black heel echoed on the wide hardwood floors as I made my way to the rounded glass and oak counter. I touched my hair behind my ear and peered into the case filled with cupcakes, cupcakes, sugar cookies, pies, and muffins. Everything looked delicious. As I glanced around the country style store, I realized that I was the only customer. Where was everyone? After checking my watch, I noticed that Stenside signed the window. Summer hours 9 to 6 p.m. The store closed at 6 o'clock and it was already 6:15. Can I help you? A male voice asked. I turned around. A man leaning against the kitchen doorway took my breath away. He wore black jeans and a green and white striped polo shirt. His sky blue eyes looked onto mine, and he looked me over as he ran a hand through his waved honey colored hair. Can I get you something, miss? I flashed him my best smile. I'm Diana. I'm sorry I barged in this, but the front door was open and I didn't realize you were closed. If it's bother, I can go. No, not at all, Diana. My name is Josh, and he grinned, showing off a set of dimples. I've got some time. What would you like? He asked with a wink. I licked my lips and relaxed. The pleasant fragrance in the shop drained my need to hurry. I could, I could be late. Liana would understand besides. Josh was handsome and acting flirty. How could I leave him now? I was driving past and I thought I would stop in for a dessert. I never noticed this store before, but it's interesting, I replied. I opened up 2 months ago. This used to be an old ice cream parlor. I was a pastry chef in a restaurant, but I always wanted to own my own shop business. so I can show you around if you are not in a rush, he offered. That would be a great. I've got some time to kill. All the time in the world, I wanted to add. Lorian's body could wait. Every time Joe spoke, a tingled sensation ran up on my spine. There was no doubt about it. Josh was hot, even hotter than last week's weather, when the temperatures soared the 95 degrees. I decided to give in to my body's signals and see where this was leading. What harm could be there in flirting back, or even teasing a little? Juice was attractive, and I certainly wouldn't mind snuggling up next to him after a day at the beach. I followed Joe through the shop decorated with sunflowers and ice cream cone shaped light. I bought the pea place and foreclosed. It came within a week of being torn down. I couldn't let that happen. I'm too sentimental and that don't make building like this anymore. He said as he straight me toward the black walnut cabinet. It was obvious that Josh had put a look of work into the place. A gift section was devoted to decorative candles, lime and lilac, scented potpourri, exotic iced Texas, and flowered coffees, I guess. He seems proud of the store, and rightfully so. The place looked gorgeous. You're listening to Raghav's story. This is The Lust with a Stranger. The story is beautiful. I have loved the old buildings, and antiques are one of my hobbies. I sat as examined a display of daisy themed party items. As I bent over, my black dress rode higher up to my back of my thigh. It was short and sexy, and I showed off every curve. Wearing it made me feel like a sexy seductress, and tonight that's just what I wanted to be. I turned and caught Joe's tearing at my legs. Obviously, the dress had done its job and captured his attention. He looked at me, and our gaze locked. Despite the cool air, conditioning the temperature in the room had just shot up 10 degrees. Meanwhile, a warm rush flooded over me, and I felt my heart race in my chest. Josh bowed his head and looked away, but not before I saw the hint, a blush on his cheeks. So you're 7, you've seen the place, right? Tell me, Diana, what would you like? Everything looks so tasty, I can't decide. That was a lie. At the moment, I knew exactly what I wanted him. I wanted him. I swept my auburn bangs away from my eyes. I'm not keeping you from something, am I? Obviously not. Stay as long as you like. I don't mind. His deep voice sent a scorching burst of hurt through my body. Uh, Normally, I wasn't typed of this size of my complete stranger, but my instincts told me that Josh was a different. My body didn't lie, and right now I'm begging from his affection. But what should I do about this? My courage faltered for a second. Did I dare risk rejection and make that first move? Joe stepped closer and I caught a whiff of his cologne. The masculine mix of citrus and musk made my heart pound faster and my lower body flash into a state of arousal. He was close enough to kiss me, yet I could sense he was holding back. Uh, don't be shy. I just want to say, uh, don't be shy. Just because I wanted you to be not shy. Alright, Diana? Don't be shy. If you see something you like, just let me know. Just wide hand covered mine, and he gave it a gentle squeeze. Now, what did you say you came in for? Desert? I found myself drawn into Joe's blue eyes. He would definitely make a delicious dessert, and there would be no need to add any whipped cream. I stared at his well defined jaw, accented with a hint of skull, and imagined the rough feel of his brushing against the side of my neck, nuzzling my bare stomach, then traveling lower. I quickly broke from the fantasy and I cleared my throat. I'm not my way to a party, and I would like to bring something extraordinary. A party, huh? And Joe smirk. Well, then come into the back. I think I have just what you're looking for. I eagerly followed him into the kitchen through a set of swimming double doors. A row of pies sat cooking on wire racks. This is a new recipe, and I would like an honest opinion, Joe said, and he cut into the nearest pie. He put a slice on a plate and broke off a piece with a fork. You can be honest first and go for it to taste. I couldn't help but smile as Joe fed me the pie. I closed my eyes, anticipating the familiar taste of the apple or cherry. Instead, a zingy raspberry puree teased my tongue. My taste buds came alive and I felt my pulse surge. That's fantastic, I said, opening my eyes. Just for Joe's benefit, I realized that lingering flavor and took me time, licking every drop of raspberry off my lips. Joe swallowed hard. God, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It would be like some more. And if you would like to some more, then I am here, he asked as he leaned closer to me. I felt an electric heat searing between us. Did Josh have my idea what he was doing to me? I would love it, I replied. I closed my eyes and waited. My body tingled in excitement as Joe's lips tenderly covered mine. His strong arms encircled my waist and he pulled me to his chest. I don't waste time, I responded as my body commanded. I ran my hand along Joe's muscular back and down to his tight pants. He moaned as I squeezed his buttocks and then pulled his hip toward me. A welcome hardness jutted against my belly. What seems like hours later, you are listening Lust with the Proper Stranger, and I'm Raghav. So, what seems like hours later just broke the sizzling embrace. He gazed into my eyes and trailed his thumb across my lips. I hope I wasn't being too forward, but I couldn't help myself. Trust me, I don't behave like this with all my customers. He flashed me a boyish grin. I know, it sounds strange, but something just clicked the second I saw you. It's like we have known each other before. I stroked the front of his chest and curled my arms around his neck. That's good to hear. I've never done anything like this either. but I'm looking forward to doing it again. I angled Joe's head down to mine and kissed him again. It was bold and uncharacteristic of me, but I couldn't help myself. Joe's tasted so good that I just had to have a second helping. My heart thundered as he slid his hand under my dress. Finally, he was taking charge and action on my wild fantasy. Pennies. Good. I like that, he muttered, and Joe's tongues tasted mine and teased mine. I raised my left leg and bent it around his hip. I bit back a cry as if his fingertips brushed against me, teasing my already sensitive body. Oh, yes, don't stop, I whispered. He stroked and teased me for what I seemed like blissful eternity. When he nuzzled the side of my throat, the last of my side control melted away. I ran my hands down his chest and stomach and then went lower until I found what I was looking for. My, what a big pastry you have, I said, rubbing the front of his pants. Just released me. Um, why don't you have a taste? I think you would like it. My mouth watered at the thought of devouring him. It was something I don't ordinarily do. But just for tonight, why not? This wanton encounters was something out of naughty move. Who knew when I would ever be so bold again? So I unbounded Joe's pants and gave him a light squeeze. He gasped as I bent my head down. Within seconds, the kitchen was filled with the sound of Joe's groans and sighs of pleasure as I sampled his tasty treat. A few minutes later, he begged me to stop. Please, I can't take any more. What's wrong? I asked as I straightened up. Josh coiled his arm around me and rocked his hips against mine. I mean to say, stop all this teasing. I need to have you now, he said, his deep voice sounding raspy. I nodded. I was about time. I knew I could seduce Josh and that we would both end up with a sweet release. Josh led me out of the kitchen into the small office. He closed the door and kissed me down to my soul. I leaned back on the desk and unzipped his jeans, eagerly to satisfy my craving. Hurry, I whispered as he shoved my dress over my lips and hips. I wrapped my arms around his neck, clinging to him as he filled me. I went wild, moaning and grunting encouragement. Right now, it didn't matter that we were in a public place and might get caught. I wanted him more than anything. A few moments later, Josh shuddered and cried out, "Oh God, a lice!" He clutched me tight and I squealed and whimpered. Riding against him, fireworks danced in front of my eyes as we climaxed in unison. We held each other for several minutes before we separated. Josh let me sigh of contentment as he readjusted his pants. You should come here more often. I would Like to being seduced by sexy customers who want in off the street. He winked. As long as they look like you. I smoothed my rumpled dress and giggled. Maybe we should make things our Friday night rituals? It was pretty hot. Just kiss me on the cheek anytime you want to pick me up after work and rock my world. It's fine with me. So what's brought all this on, huh? I smirk and tossed my hair over my shoulder. I was reading once those women's magazine you always make fun of, and I came across an article about secret fantasies. I felt my cheeks flush as I confused. They had a few suggestions for spicy encounters, so I decided why not. I struggled. I'm glad it worked. Oh, it worked all right. The second I saw you in the short and slinky dress, I knew I was in for. I knew I had no choice but to play along and be seduced. He joked. I hope I didn't wreck your outfit. You were planning to wearing then Lucy's birthday party, right? What do you? Are you kidding? I laugh. This dress is so seductive. Purpose only my sweet good girl sounded. I can't wait anymore. She went and she said like she may come next Friday to pick him up for next stop. I hope you like this story. You were listening Raghav. The story name was Lust with the Proper Stranger. I every day pick some beautiful things, romantic things, and amazing thing for you. I'm a full-time artist for the voiceover, and if you like this, please subscribe and follow for further. And if you don't want to miss things, just click on the bell icon and see whenever I release my another story, you will be the first who never miss something. Hope you got this. I'm Raghav. You're listening my storytellings. Thank you so much for being there. I'll get back to you tomorrow with another story. Is your kind. And if you have any questions, next suggestion for stories, please do let me know in comments. I'll definitely try to deliver this if it possible. Thank you.